1 minute, Daryl.
Okay.
Seconds, Daryl. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes.
Good morning. My name is Daryl Demerit, and on behalf of the pastors and the Board of Trustees, we welcome you to Colby Memorial Temple for our Sunday service. To begin our service, Sandra Lord will light 3 lights symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Sandra. Please rise as you are able for our opening prayer and remain standing for our first hymn. Infinite Spirit, we thank you for bringing us here to Colby Temple this morning so that we may come together in your light and love. We ask that you open our hearts and minds so that we may be enriched and inspired as we share our time together today. Amen. You may be seated. Our first hymn, number 159, Open My Eyes, will be led by our vocalist, Jamie Osmond.
He should have told y'all to stay still. It's all good. Open my eyes that I may see glimpses of truth thou hast for me. God, thy will to see, open my eyes into me, Spirit divine, my ears that I may hear truth thou sendest clear, and while the waves fall on my ear, everything false will disappear. Silently now I wait for thee, bring me, my God, thy will to see. Open my ears, Spirit divine, in my mouth and let me bear gladly the warm truth everywhere. Open my heart and let me prepare love with thy children ours to share. Silently now I wait for thee, my God, thy will to see. Open my heart and let me, Spirit divine. Thank you. You may be seated.
Righty, I'll try not to make you stand up, sit down, and stand up and sit down over and over again anymore. Located on the handout and on the front cover of the hymnal are declarations of principles. Please join with me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomenon of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expressions of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual, and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to affirmation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. The healing prayer is located in the back of your hymnal. Please recite with me this prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Now, for those of you who wish to receive spiritual healing, please take a seat along the wall on either side of the temple, and then go to the next available healer. While the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation. In a sitting position, take a deep breath, exhale, and get in a relaxed position as you are able, with your feet on the floor and your hands in your lap, palms facing directly up or down. Now take another deep breath and exhale while letting your shoulders and upper arms relax. Now make sure you are sitting as upright as is comfortable for you, and relax your back. Be aware of your upper legs and relax them. Now your lower legs. Wiggle your toes softly and then relax them comfortably. As you take another deep breath, exhale and become aware of your breath, but don't try to control it. Let it happen naturally. Now imagine that you are walking through an open, grassy field. Let your senses heighten as you smell the fresh air and notice the bright green color of the grass below and ahead of you. As you walk across the field, you see that you are approaching the tree line to what looks like a forest up ahead. Notice that the trees are lined up next to each other, like an inviting wall waiting for you to walk through and enter. As you get closer, you see what appears to be an opening in the trees that opens into a trail, a narrow path, barely wide enough for you and another person to walk. Now enter the forest and start walking down the trail. As you look to the side along the path, you notice the small green plants and colorful flowers all along the side of your walkway. As you look ahead, you see that the trail gives you a peaceful feeling of a gently meandering path. Follow the winding path, clearing your mind of all thoughts other than the beauty that you notice around you. The green of the leaves, the color of the flowers on the side of the trail, and you notice the random formation of the pebbles below your feet in the path you are walking. If you should feel the loving presence of someone walking with you, welcome them. As you look ahead of you, you can see that the trail is opening to a small body of water. At the bank of the pond, you see that there is a bench that has been placed there for you so that you can sit and look out onto the water. Sit there, listen, and absorb the sounds. Hear the chirping of the crickets. Listen for the sound of a bird flying over the pond. Listen even more closely, and you can hear the gentle, subtle sounds of wildlife in the woods around you. As you sit there enjoying the sounds, feel your connection to nature and the ground and the earth. Feel part of it. Then look in the distance across the water towards the other side. Imagine that you see a beautiful white light in the distance, and it seems to be slowly coming closer to you. As you watch it, you feel an increasing connection to it. And as it comes even closer, it starts to come into focus. And you begin to sense that it is a spiritual energy that is familiar to you. Maybe it is a loved one who has passed. Maybe it is a spirit guide. Maybe it is a spiritual energy you don't recognize, other than to know it feels pleasant, positive, and welcoming. As this spirit sits next to you on the bench, you sense that they have brought a gift for you. Maybe it's a symbol. Maybe it's a word or a thought. Maybe their gift is of the earth, a stone, a crystal, a flower. Or maybe you recognize them as a loved one in spirit who simply brings you the gift of their presence and a loving greeting from the spirit side of life. I'm going to leave you for a brief time in quiet, alone with this warm, loving presence, so that you can receive their gift that they have brought to you. Now hold their gift in your hands or in your heart. Thank them for being with you and for their loving gesture as they stand and start to walk away. Watch them move across the pond until all you see is the bright white light in the distance, until it gradually fades away. Now take a deep breath, smelling the freshness of nature. Exhale, releasing any remaining stress, and take another deep breath. Know that you are in a special place that you can come back to whenever you want, whenever you feel the need to get away, to relax, and to receive the offerings and guidance that the universe has for you. Sit for just another moment or two so that you can remember this experience and so that you can recreate it whenever you like. You are now ready to return. Continue back down the path until you see the opening, which leads out into the beautiful open field where you started. As you walk out into the field, you realize that the world around you is a beautiful place, and you can return to this place in your mind whenever you feel the need for comfort and healing that it will provide. Now thank the universe, infinite intelligence, your God, for the beauty around you. Take a deep breath and exhale, and begin to sense that you are back here in the temple and have returned with an amazing gift or message from Spirit. Sit for a final few minutes and think about this special gift and what it means to you. It is yours to take with you. Now begin to move your fingers, move your toes, move your head slightly to feel your neck muscles stretch. Take another deep breath and slowly open your eyes and return to the awareness that you are here and now in Colby Temple. Welcome back. If you have received a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete the yellow card that is located in your hymnal and give it to the pastor in the back of the temple, or you may mail the card into us. You may also place the card in the collection basket. We'd like to thank our healers for sharing their gift of healing this morning. Our healers this morning from my left to right are Jackie Arnold, Darlene McCormick, and Marty Hadaway. Thank you. Please stand for our next hymn, number 44, Higher Ground.
We already started, okay. Okay, so we're on the chorus. Lord, lift me by faith on him. Found, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. My heart has no place to stay where doubts arise and faith dismay. Though some may dwell things unbound, my prayer, my aim is higher ground. Lord, lift me up by faith on him. And I am found, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to leave from the world, every dart that me all have. For faith has gone, joyful sound, the song of faith on higher ground. Lord, lift me up by faith on him. Found, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. I want to stay out most high and catch a gleam of glory bright, but still I pray not down. Lord, lead me on to higher ground. Lord, lift me up by faith on him. Found, Lord, plant my feet on higher ground. Thank you. You may be seated.
It is now with pleasure that I get to introduce our speaker for today, Reverend Dr. Sheldon Ganberg. Reverend Sheldon is a co-pastor at Colby Memorial Temple and the director of Lyceum, which is known as our adult Sunday school. He is also an SCSC MA certified medium, healer, and teacher, and teaches classes and workshops here in the camp. Reverend Sheldon has served on a number of committees, including the SCSC MA Board of Directors, and is currently a member of the Education Committee. Please join me in welcoming Reverend Dr. Sheldon Ganberg.
Can you all see me? I swear I'm not just a talking head. You know, as you get older, sometimes your body kind of shrinks. I used to be up like that, but now I'm down here like that. Soul and divine one. We are here now in the 23rd year of the third millennium. During this time period, we will see a whole new way of living on planet Earth. We are in the process of tremendous change. A change even more drastic than the one over the 500 years ago when the Middle Ages ended and the Renaissance began. A new consciousness in humanity is emerging right now. This new way of being is so completely different than what we have known in the past that we are now treading unknown territory without a roadmap. This change in the mass consciousness will profoundly affect political, social, economic, scientific, and religious spiritual aspects of our society. Because humanity is dwelling in this unknown, uncertain place, many of us are experiencing enormous anxiety, both collectively as a civilization and individually on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Just yesterday, I received a text from an individual from Northeastern Illinois requesting a reading. He said that he and his family are facing some challenging times and is extremely troubled. He asked, "Can you help me?" This is just one of many requests for help that I have received this past couple of years from individuals facing abrupt changes in their life. Many perceive our third dimensional reality, in other words, our reality within the five senses or within time and space, not as a fixed perception, a perception that we can securely hold on to, but as a perception of a pattern of constant change. Many perceive this pattern of change as elusive and unpredictable. This unpredictability has caused universal upheaval in our environment and especially in our global economy. As a result, many of us are being asked and sometimes forced to break free of old patterns of thinking and repetitive cycles of behavior, both within and without. I'd like to share with you an example of how this process of change affected my wife, Reverend Deborah, and me not that long ago. On Wednesday, September 5th, 2004, Deborah and I experienced a Category 4 hurricane in Fort Pierce, Florida. We lost our home and all our belongings and were homeless for the first time in our lives. On September 25th, 3 weeks after Hurricane Francis hit, another Category 3 hurricane, Jean, hit exactly in the same exact place as Francis. And so Deborah and I lost our business as we remained homeless for 3 months. Interestingly enough, we evacuated before the first hurricane, and I received a strong inner message to grab a book as we fled. The title of this book was Finding Yourself in Transition by Reverend Robert Brummett. I remember reading Robert's book in the Orlando hotel room where we evacuated to. The core message that burned deep within my heart was that we humans have the capacity to face change creatively and rebuild our lives after tragedy occurs. As one door closes, another one opens. During this time, I experienced a tremendous amount of anger and sadness due to our loss. And so I prayed and asked God, what is the lesson for me? Why am I going through this right now? I listened, and there was silence. There was silence. Although I knew there was an answer, I just couldn't hear it. During the second hurricane, I continued to read Robert's book, and with much prayer and meditation, it became extremely clear that I was at a crossroads in my life. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't rebuild my life to where it was before. The Gold Coast of Florida was pretty much destroyed. And so the universe was speaking to me loud and clear. I knew that if I were to continue to experience change as upheaval, I would remain in severe emotional pain. I knew from my metaphysical training that until my resistance to change was transcended, all my fear and emotional pain would persist. And so I instinctively knew that the answers to my problems did not lie within a third dimensional reality. I intuitively knew that the powerful possibilities that lie within each and every one of us, individually and collectively, are always available to us. To you, to you, to you, and to me. However, these patterns of possibilities can only be explained within the context of a fourth dimensional state of consciousness. During that time, I called upon what I call my spiritual resources outside the realms of time and space within a fourth dimensional reality. It became real clear to me that it was time to let go of years of resistance and fear of living my life authentically. It was time to honor my true self and live in my passion, even if it didn't make practical sense. And so I made the decision at that time to become a minister. Interestingly enough, Deborah received the same message about me going to ministerial school independently. And so began our journey to Unity Village, Missouri. At that time, I was a Unity minister. Shortly after my decision was made, all the pieces fell into place. We both found jobs in the silent Unity prayer ministry at Unity Village. And miraculously, the money for tuition for seminary came through grants and scholarships. Who knew? This is what happens when you follow your soul's purpose. all of us are living in very special times right now. The consciousness of humanity is changing at a very fast rate. Time is speeding up. Everything is moving quicker. You can see this in the behavior of many of our children, especially the ones known as indigo children. Many of them have the following characteristics. You may recognize them. They may have very strong sense of self. They are creative and see outside the box. They can often do many things at once. Boy, can they multitask. They display very strong intuition. They demonstrate abstract thinking at a very, very young age. And they are talented daydreamers and visionaries. They are old souls and often have deep, wise-looking eyes. Just look into the eyes of some of these young children and older. They have spiritual intelligence and psychic abilities. And they are here to change the world, to help us live in greater harmony and peace with one another, and to raise the vibration of this planet. Indigo children can easily straddle between the third and fourth dimensional state of consciousness. Now the question is, what is a fourth dimensional state of consciousness? When I say fourth dimension, I mean F-O-R-T-H, not F-O-U-R-T-H. It's sort of like when you're on a boat and you're in the ocean and you see the horizon. We have this perception that there's a limitation there. But as we go closer to that horizon, it opens up more and more and more. The fourth dimension is made up of everything that ever was and ever will be. There is no past, no present, no future. It is the realm beyond time and space. The Aborigines call this fourth dimensional reality dream time. Most shamanic cultures journeyed beyond time to connect with and get divine wisdom from their spiritual teachers or spirit animals. This process is called a shamanic journey. Let me give an example of a segment of one of my journeys to the fourth dimension. There was a time when I was working on my PhD thesis, and I was extremely distraught with the fear and anxiety that I really had nothing to contribute. I was almost ready to end my project, and so I decided to journey and ask help from my spirit animal. My request to my spirit animal was to show me the way to break through my fear so that I can finish my thesis and to give me new insights. And so as I journeyed, I saw an image of myself sitting on eagle, soaring over the mountains. I felt a sense of freedom and connection with all of creation. I felt the wind blowing on my face and a scent of rain that was about to come. And so I asked Eagle, "Where are you taking me? Why am I here?" And she replied, "Just look through my eyes." When I looked through Eagle's eyes, I immediately saw things differently. A shift in consciousness, so to speak. What was interesting was that I later discovered that eagle in Native American spirituality represents a state of grace achieved through hard work, understanding, and a completion of the tests of initiation, which results in the taking back of one's own personal power. It is only through the trials and tribulations, experiencing the lows in life as well as the highs, and through the trial of trusting one's connection to the Great Spirit, that eagle medicine is earned. By looking through eagle's eyes, one has the ability to see the overall tapestry. Eagle teaches us the broadening of oneself beyond the horizons of what presently is visible. Every time I journey, an eagle asks me to look through her eyes. I am able to see my life situation from a totally different perspective. I realize during my journey that I have choices in how I view my life, and that I am often trapped within my own limiting belief system. And so just the simple change of focus helped me move through my blockages and allowed me to finish my thesis. Just that little change of perspective. The Essenes, one of the early pre-Christian cultures, also aligned with the animal, plant, and mineral states of consciousness as a part of their everyday existence. They believed that nature had the capacity to be their teacher if they opened themselves to its storehouse of wisdom. This belief is also a part of the teachings of many of the other mystical traditions, including the Kabbalists, the Aborigines, the shamans of China, Tibet, Siberia, and most Native American tribes. One of the great New Thought teachers, Dr. Emily Cady, made the following statement in her book, Lessons in Truth. There was but one God in the universe, but one source of all the different forms of life or intelligence which we see, whether they be human, animals, trees, or rocks. Cady went on to say, God is spirit. We cannot see spirit with our physical eyes, but when we connect with ourselves, with the spiritual, then spirit is visible, and we recognize it, as I did in my journey with Eagle. Many of the mystical traditions say that the mind is the link between the third dimensional state of consciousness and a fourth dimensional state of consciousness. One of the great mystics of all time, Edgar Cayce, explained it like this. Spirit is the life, mind is the builder, and the physical is the result. In other words, spirit is the source of all life. The mind focuses that energy of spirit into creative or destructive avenues of expression. Let me give you an example. When an architect gets the inspiration to build a beautiful cathedral, the inspiration comes from spirit beyond time and space. The inspiration is then filtered through the architect's mind into form. He puts form to it. And then the blueprint is then drawn. The architect then uses the blueprint and builds the cathedral. And the idea is made manifest in physical form. Spirit is the life, mind is the builder, the physical is the result, is the law of mind action. And so, to conclude, many of these concepts are not new. A third dimensional reality is when we are operating within the laws of time and space. A fourth dimensional reality is when we are operating within the realms outside of time and space. Most of the mystical traditions and ancient cultures held within them a way to straddle in between a third and fourth dimensional state of consciousness, as was demonstrated by my journey with Eagle. They were able to interrelate and even communicate with the kingdoms of nature. I truly believe that humanity's loss of the ability to communicate and connect with nature is one of the major causes of global warming, and that the possible destruction, as well as the possible destruction of our sacred planet. I truly believe that we are living in a pivotal time right now. And if we are going to survive as a planet, we must learn what we forgot as a human race. We must remember what is at the core of each and every one of us and every living thing. We must remember how to communicate with our animal, vegetable, and mineral brothers and sisters. We must relearn how to access fourth dimensional states of consciousness so we can manifest the wisdom of the divine and bring forth the fruits of this wisdom to the third dimension. And in a practical way. And we must honor all living things as sacred, as the Native American teachings suggest. We truly are living in challenging times right now. And we have an opportunity, right now, we have an opportunity to heal our planet. This is the time, right now. The human race is at the beginning stages of taking a giant leap in consciousness at this given time. We are literally walking with one foot in a third dimensional reality and another one in a fourth dimensional reality. And so, how to manage this and how to be at peace is our collective task. Straddling the third and fourth dimension truly is the challenge of our times. God bless you all.
Wow. Thank you, Reverend Sheldon, for your incredibly relevant and timely words today. During our musical interlude, we'll be passing the collection basket. We thank you in advance for your generosity. I'd now like to bring Jamie back for our musical interlude.
Oh my, I forgot something.
The day for that.
Apple Music likes to change things on me, so the jack doesn't work. I have to get that fire thing. Okay. I have, and all I feel is all because of you. And all I read is all I saw, and love is our living proof. Thank you for love. Thank you for everything. I stand here in grace and gratitude, and I thank you. See suns come and see suns go, no matter what we do. 1,000 names, 1,000 roads, all lead to one simple truth. Thank you for love. I thank you for everything. I stand here in grace and gratitude, and I thank you. I thank you for everything. I stand here in grace and gratitude, and I thank you. I thank you for everything. I stand here in grace and gratitude, and I thank you. I thank you. Thank you.
Well, that was beautiful, Jamie. Thank you. If you would, please join me in assuming an attitude of prayer. Infinite intelligence, we thank you for these generous offerings this morning, and we ask that you guide our board of trustees and pastors as they employ them in the upkeep of Southern Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp facilities and grounds, so that future generations can enjoy all that is available to us today in this special place. Amen. Now for a few announcements. Next Wednesday, on August 30th, our Wednesday night message service message bearer will be Dickie Joe Mullen. And next Sunday, September 3rd, our guest speaker here in our 10:30 Sunday service is Reverend Diane Davis. Every Sunday, we have Adult Lyceum, also known as Sunday School, from 9:30 until 10:15 a.m., just down the street in the Andrew Jackson Davis building, where the bookstore is located. And next Sunday, September 3rd, our Lyceum speaker is Eileen Valentine. Now some upcoming events. Today we have our new member orientation from 1 to 2:30 in the Berkner Building, which is 1090 Stevens Street, across the street from the bookstore and across the street from the post office. This will be session number 3. For anyone interested in finding out about becoming a new member, but please know that you don't have to attend all 3 in order. So if you're interested, you can attend number 3 today and then do number 1 and 2 when they're offered at your convenience. Also this afternoon, Diane Rivera will be providing a workshop titled Relighting Pathways from 2 to 4 p.m. in the Andrew Jackson Davis Building. To participate in absentee healing, please print the name and the first initial of the last name of a loved one, a friend, or even a pet in our healing book, which is located in the left corner in the back of the temple. Flyers for camp events like these are also located in the back of the temple and in your hymnals. And we have an activities calendar and church bulletin in your hymnal for you to take home or give to a friend. Our website, casadega.org, also has monthly information as well as other upcoming events. Now, please stand, if you will, for our next hymn, number 161, New Age Vision.
So this song is sung to the Battle Hymn Republic, Battle Hymn of the Republic. So we should be able to get that. Promise and my glory. Glory, glory, the beauty of and I think of a great glory. Glory, glory, I can see one more in the building. I can see she thrown in the things on the tribal side, and the mornings of her vanish in the night. Gone through, it's not she. Thank you. You may be seated.
All right, and now for the message service portion of our service, I'd like to bring back Reverend Dr. Sheldon Ganberg.
How many of you have tambourines here? Can you ring them? Yes, thank you. Spirit loves to hear noise and ringing like this. It brings them closer to us. I heard that, Darlene. I'm feeling drawn to the person sitting next to the man with the black shirt in the middle there. Would you like a reading? Yeah, the person who's turning their heads. Yeah. May I have your first name?
Jenny.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm feeling the presence of a young individual who passed not that long ago. I'm not making out whether he is a family in a sense. Yeah, you can sit. You can sit. But I get a feeling that he was very close to you. And he's a man who had a strong attachment to you. And what he's saying is that it's time for you to let go of this. I'm getting a picture of a box and you being boxed into this place of despair. And there's a lot of sadness and a lot of grief there. And what he's saying to you, and I'm seeing some more, I think there's a grandparent there. Actually, there are 3 spirits. They're all chiming the same thing, that it's time for you to break out of your shell. It's time for you to express who you really are. You're a very gifted person. And what you've been doing is you've been squashing it down. That the fear has been getting a hold of you, and also some of the grief and sadness that you've been experiencing. So what they're echoing, what they're saying is that it's okay to grieve, and it's important to grieve and to feel the feelings. But it's also very important for you to move on and let go of the past. And the timing is right now for you to let go of the past and to begin to put your feet in the cold water and to move forward and to be of service. They're saying out there it's time for you to be of service to others. And you may even be able to share this process that you've been going through, because you've just been getting to know yourself now. You've been doing a lot of inner work. And there's an old saying that you can only take another person as far as you've gone yourself. All the work that you've been doing, you will be able to pass on to other people, and you will be attracting people who need your support and help. So it's time. We leave that with love and blessings. I'd like to come to the lady. I can't actually read your T-shirt there, but I feeling drawn to you right now. What is your first name? Haley? Okay, would you like reading? Boy, it's a lot of people around here with gifts. It's amazing. You also have this tremendous amount of talent here that you have been kind of straddling the fence with. I'm seeing a father figure in spirit who is cheering you on right now. He wore his hair sort of on the side, grayish hair. I'm smelling some tobacco smoke, so I'm getting a sense that he was a smoker. And he died from smoking-related issues. And he is also saying to you, it's time for you to move forward. And he is apologizing to you for not expressing his emotions to you, because he was very reserved. And he wants you to know that he really, really loved you and loves you and is encouraging you. And as a matter of fact, if you go to sleep at a particular time and right before you go to sleep, he's saying that he'll be around you and you can communicate with him. You have the gift of mediumship and you can communicate with him, and he wants to guide you and help you with that. And if you see any electronics in your household getting a little weird, maybe the TV set going on and off and the lights going on and off, he wants you to know that that's a sign that he's there, that he's present. So you'll be able to connect with him during those times when things are a little kind of in and out there. One more thing that one of your ancestors is saying is that you have a particular ability to communicate with animals. They, because of your frequency, you're able to tune into their frequency easily. So if you wanted to study how to be an animal psychic, you'll find that coming easy to you, especially what's going on with them psychologically. They want you to be in nature more, and they want you to connect with the animal, vegetable, and kingdom more. And one thing in particular is if you go walk in nature, bring a notebook with you and ask the tree spirits what they have to say, and ask them, frame it in a way where you ask them, what's in my highest good at this time? Because we know that you're searching right now. You're searching for the right answers. And there aren't any gurus out there. There aren't anyone with all the answers. Now you are at the point in your life where you connect with spirit and begin to feel more confident in whatever your perception is coming through from spirit, to trust your own inner voice around that. And that's what you are in the process of doing right now. So let yourself unfold. We leave that with love and blessings. Okay, I'll do one more quick one. I'm feeling drawn to the person in the maroon shirt there. Yes. What's your name?
Jay.
Jay. Would you like a message? Yes. Okay, Jay, I'm seeing that you have been in the process of going through a tremendous change. You're trying to decide what to do right now. What used to work is not working for you. And you're going through this battle between the head and the heart. Your mind is telling you, well, I got to be practical. I got to earn this and this amount of money in order to survive. Your aunt on the other side of life is saying, no, 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 no. She has a little curlyish hair and she's kind of a character with a big smile. And she's saying, no, you have to listen to your passion, listen to your heart. It's time for you to make a change and to begin the search of exploring what is in your highest good and what's going to keep you alive. Because the road that you're traveling right now was important. And everything that you've done previously has brought you to where you are right now. But it's time for you to change your focus a little bit and begin to do the things that your heart is telling you to do. Don't worry about it. Take the risk, put your foot into the cold water, take the chance, and don't worry that everything will fall into place once you've made that decision from here. And we leave that with a lot of love and blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Sheldon. We'd like to remind everyone that we will have our afternoon message service from 12 to approximately 12:30 today, right here in Colby Temple. A group of mediums and student mediums will be giving spirit greetings to as many individuals as they can reach in approximately 30 minutes. Everyone is welcome. We encourage you to visit our bookstore, which is open from 11:30 to 5 p.m. today, and open Monday through Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please rise as you are able for our closing hymn, number 203, Let There Be Peace on Earth, and then remain standing for the closing prayer.
Let me sleep again with me. Let's be now. Take my soul.
Great Infinite Spirit, we thank you for bringing us all together today. And we thank you for the words of our speaker and the messages you have been provided to us through him this morning. As we leave, please continue to shine your light on us so that we may travel safely to our destinations. Amen. Thank you for being here. Have a great day. Thank you. Okay, that'd be great.
Oh, can I hand it to you? Later without having it for the end of the day.
Thank you. Except for not.
You know what? And I'm sure you see me take that here. Hopefully everybody.